and it is 12 a.m. Saturday, October 25th. So I say that I'll get here between 11 p.m. and midnight, and it's just now midnight, so I'm not really late, right? So welcome. Welcome to Craftin here with Late Night Lori. Let me get my devices set up so I can see if anybody joins me, and I will try to keep up with any comments. Give me just a second. All right, I think I'm ready to go. So, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. Let me know where you're joining from, and feel free to comment as we go along. I like this to be collaborative when people join in because I think it makes for better projects. So I am just going to go over a couple quick announcements, and then I'm going to try to step up the cards that I did yesterday. All right. And they are from a kit. So we'll get to that in just a second. So we are down to the last hour of free shipping. All right. So if you haven't placed an order yet, and if you're still awake watching me live, take advantage of this. It does have to be a minimum $75 order before your tax, but you won't pay any shipping then. We go by mountain time. So whatever time it is in Utah, that's how much time we have. And they're at just a little past 11 p.m. So you still have a little bit of time for that. If anybody is placing an order of at least $100 before your tax, you will get a free embellishment from me. So thank you for your support. Juju, I wasn't sure if you were going to be here because when I last looked, you were still live on yours. And you are kicking butt. You have 5, hey? 5 taking advantage of our joining offer. And if you haven't, anybody else who's watching this on a replay, or if you haven't joined in yet, this is the best offer I have seen. Others will tell you it is an awesome deal. $125 worth of product that you get to pick. Nobody picks it out for you. A lot of direct sales companies pick out what is in your starter kit and you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right, Juju? But here you get to pick out your own things and you only pay $35. All right. This is what I would suggest people go to if they're going to join. This offer is good through the end of October. So October 31st. If you're buying a larger item, something that's more than $125, you have to stay under the 125 for this one. But if you're getting a larger item that's over $125, like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is an awesome machine, but you'll want to do this one because then you get $189 worth of product for only $99. Again, you get to pick what you want. Either deal is $90 worth of free product. You also get a free Past Paper Pumpkin kit, that free shipping, and you'll get some catalogs that you can share with some of your friends, family, whatever. You can be a kitnapper. You can be a discount diva like I started out. You can be a community coach and do some crafting with your family and friends. Or you can build a business if you want a little side hustle or make it something more. It's all up to you. All right. So, down to business. Juju, how was your Friday? I kept thinking it was Saturday all day. I don't know why. Well, we picked up our granddaughter from school, so when she's here, we usually have her on the weekend, but I know we get our Friday nights. So I don't know. Somehow I thought it was Saturday. And we have a lot of things going on Saturday. So just okay, huh? But at least it's Friday. I'm just moving the foot on my little glass mat here. We have trunk or treating for our granddaughter in the morning, and then we're going trick or treating with some friends of ours. Their kids are going trick or treating. I'm trying to see which way this is going to be straight. I look a little crooked. This way maybe. Sorry if you get dizzy. I think that's a little bit better. So anyway, we're doing trick-or-treating with our friends' kids tomorrow night, so we'll see. And then tomorrow afternoon, I really need to go through my whole crafting space because I'm doing a little renovation in here. And I'm clearing out some old stuff, but I'm getting ready for an event this week. I got rid of an old table. I'm putting in new tables, and it's really empty and spacious in here right now, but I haven't put up the new tables yet. So anyway, we're going to do, hopefully, I always say it's just going to be a quickie, couple of projects, but I should probably get to bed at a almost decent hour because we have to get up early to do the trunk or treating. So this Calm and Bright kit, I think it is still not available. Let me look quick. It is currently unavailable, so I apologize. I apologize that this is not available, but you can always go in and mark a little box that says notify me when it's available. So I did pull out my little silicone mat that came with my glass mat that's actually for inks, for ink blending in that, but I put all my little bits and pieces in there. So let's just kind of do these one at a time. So these were the 3 cards that I did last night. I pretty much followed the instructions. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes today. But I did pretty much follow the instructions. So I think I'm going to start with this one. And I'm just going to add some simple ink blending. We'll see, these cards are kind of like not glossy, but they're not the normal like matte finish. It looks like I got a little ink spot on there. So I'm not sure if the ink blending is going to work how I want it, so we're going to see. And we're going to go ahead and use the Pretty in Pink. Here are all of the colors that go with this kit. I don't know how much I'll use the gray granite. They're kind of like accent colors, and the basic beige has like a greenish tint to me, so I don't use these a whole lot, but there are certain times that they really do apply well. But Lost Lagoon is a highlight one in here, and the Pretty in Pink is pretty stand out-ish in these two. So we're going to do the Pretty in Pink, and we're just going to see how it works. We'll see, you know, it's always an adventure when it's stuff that's in my head. I know I had said I was going to try to work on the alternatives during the day today, and then somehow it had slipped my mind that we were getting our granddaughter. So it is what it is. All right, so let's do just some blending here. And I think what I wanted to do is I just wanted to put some of that Pretty in Pink highlights on the back of this so that this piece would stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going to start out kind of light, and we're just going to add some color around here just to highlight it a little bit. Now to get it a little darker, I'm just pressing a little harder. I don't know that I want to pick up more ink because I don't want it to be like a slap in the face bright pink, you know? All right, so if we get all of these elements on here, I think we could kind of do some of this. And a lot of this is going to pretty much stay the same. Maybe I should try to zoom this in again, huh? I forget to do that. Hopefully that's better. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the snowflakes on these again. But I think I want to do them in the pool party instead of the dark Lost Lagoon. We're going to do the pool party. And here's the snowflake. And I'm stamping them today before I put the dimensionals on the back. We'll see if this is dark enough. It is. It's dark enough to make me happy. Okay, that works. And then we could do a little bit of Lost Lagoon blending on this piece, just a little bit. Let's close this pink because we'll do our sentiment on here again. And hopefully I am going to go through these just kind of quick because we did all the hard stuff yesterday doing the instructions. Sometimes I think it's harder just to follow the instructions. Just do it your own way. All right. Sending some joy. And then we have our little round ornament. And I was thinking there was something else I wanted to use on there, but I guess I'll do the star, but I'm going to do it in the lighter color. I'm going to do it in the same color that I did the snowflake. So if you can see here, I'm just putting all of my little stamps on another block because I didn't pull out a boatload of other blocks. I have them set in some of my like card buffet buckets, and I just haven't taken them out. So we'll see how different this looks with just a few subtle changes. That looks pretty good. All right, and then here I want to do a little blending with Pool Party first. We'll just try to be a little subtle here. And I still want to put like this snowflake star thing on there. But we're just going to add some background color here. And I don't want it blotchy, so that's why I'm kind of starting off on the sides before I bring it in. And then I brought those metallic rub-on things too. I forgot what those were called. The metallic texture rub-ons. Because I thought those might be kind of fun too. All right, let's see how this looks. So we're going to use, hopefully I won't smudge these little dots this time. Because I got way too much ink on it yesterday and made kind of a mess. And I guess I don't really have to go real far with it because, oh, look at that. Oh, I slid on this paper. Don't be me. I was just going to try to wiggle it a little bit to make sure the image got on there, and I messed it up. But that's all right. We'll just put the Sending Joy over on this side tonight. There. It'll go there. Nobody will even know, right? All right, let's see what else we got to play with here. Let's get that out of the way. We've got these ornaments that are going to go on here. Those are going to go on dimensional, so let's do that right away. I at least feel like I'm a little more organized today than I was yesterday because I was trying to follow the instructions. So now we can just kind of follow the picture that, or the card that we did yesterday. And then we've got the flowers again, and I'm going to do some ink blending on this too because I like ink blending. And we're just going to make part of this darker just to give it a little bit more personality. Almost lost it. And I think I'm just going to do the tips too. see. I'll let that one dry a little bit. Looks a little wet. Let's make this into a banner, I think, with the twine. And I think what I want to do, I've got some little punches. I forgot what these were called. I thought I put it on one of these. Oh, here it is. The hole punch assortment. That's original. So we're just going to put a couple of little holes in here. And I guess I'm going to try to follow the little scallop here, the second one, and I'm going to try to follow the little scallop here. That's also the second one, and hopefully I have it kind of close. Yeah, that'll work. All right, we'll keep those handy. And then if we do this, let me get my Pretty in Pink alcohol blends. And we're going to color our twine. So we said we needed yesterday about 30 inches. I don't think we needed quite that much, but we've got 30 inches, so why not, right? And this little flower is still wet, so you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to put some clear embossing powder on it. And we're going to make those tips forever shiny. And I'm just going to try to pick this up. Look at how good that worked, hey? Then there's no embossing powder in the center, but that's okay. Then we'll get the heat gun over here. And let's move my powder out of the way. And I'm just gonna do it on here, I think. If it didn't want to dry, we'll make it dry. Now that is really shiny still, so hopefully it's just all melted. I'm just going to hit it with a little bit more heat in the center, I think. There we go. Who knew? All right, so that's all ready to go now. So, and I think that the ink didn't dry really well on there because it's a almost a shimmery. It's not really shimmery paper, but it's more slippery than our regular paper. And I'm just kind of curling these edges up a little bit. I could use my bone folder, but these are so small, I'm just going to use my fingers. And then I'm going to put a glue dot. I don't remember if I did glue or a glue dot yesterday. So we're going to do a glue dot. And then I think we're going to end up coloring the little embellishments Did I do a glue dot yesterday? Good. Your memory's better than mine. I'm gonna go get a yellow. I want a nice bright yellow. And I'm gonna color 3 of these with my alcohol marker. Because the poinsettias that I've seen have yellow centers. I'm just gonna let that dry a little bit. All right, let's see. We'll have to cover that up, not a big deal. Oh, and I was gonna color my baker's twine. That's right. Well, let's just straighten this out a little bit. When it comes off the roll, a lot of times it's just too curly to work with. So if you just run it on a fingernail or a bone folder, it should straighten it out. So are you working on anything right now, Juju, or are you just kicking back? A lot of alcohol going on in here. So you're finishing a journal. Cool. The one that you were doing where you made your interlocking gatefold on it, or a different journal? That was pretty cool with those pockets in there. I'm going to have to incorporate that into a card. So it's in my head. It's not something I normally did, but it would be nice to have like a little slide out sentiment card on it, basically. Or, you know, I could do it on a scrapbook page too, or both. All right, this is coming along. A different one, okay. What do you use when you have your comments audibly transcribed for you? The other night you had like the robot voice going and it was reading all the comments. I'm like, how does she do that? We'll let this dry for just a little bit. Hi, Bonnie. Welcome, welcome. How was your Friday? All right, I think that's dry enough. So we're going to feed this through our banner. I can kind of rough these up a little bit maybe, huh? To make it look like it was really ripped out of a page. Well, that looks a little symmetrical. I suppose I shouldn't have done that way, huh? That's all right. There we go. That'll be all right. Good. Better now that it's over. I know this is supposed to be a real classy looking card, but if we got a notebook page on there, we got a notebook page on there. Maybe I should do this shorter and still do the twine wrapped around this layer. Oh, and that's got to start and end on the front because I don't want it to look pieced together on the back. That'll work. All right, a little bit of tear and tape. What is Sasaki ghost? What is that? I feel so stupid sometimes. I lead a very filtered life. I guess I need to cut this too. And I'm going to cut this. It doesn't need to be as long because I can have it just meet in the middle. Because we're going to have this other piece on top of it, so it's not really going to matter. And Bonnie, I would think that this color combination is pretty good for you. You like kind of the pastel colors. So we'll put one of those there, and I'll just get another piece. Oh, the chat reader. Duh. Man, I got a good memory. It's just really short sometimes. I get sidetracked. Squirrel. I'll have to look into that. Is that like a free AI thing, or what is that? All right, so that's going to go there. I have to cover that up with this. We're going to put this up on dimensionals. And see, I haven't used, intentionally, I've not used any AI. I mean, I know it exists in a lot of things like, you know, your autocorrect and all that, and it always kind of irritates me. That's going to go over here today. And we'll put this on the back. So that's going to go there. I could actually do this one straight today because I messed up on this one. I don't remember why I put that one. Oh, I put it crooked because I had the sentiment not straight. All right. So let's do, here's these couple little foliage pieces. I'm not going to do anything with them really, except put them on here like it was before. This is kind of coming loose, so I don't want it to come out. Looks like it'll be all right. Yeah, I know it has been around longer than we've been aware of. All right, I'm going to put some seal on the back of here, I think, and try to pick up those pieces. Should be good. We'll put a dimensional on there, and that'll help hold those on too, hopefully. Yeah, I shouldn't say all the technology, but a lot of the technology is just a little too scary. You know, when our microphones listen to us all the time and send you ads when they hear you talking about something. I guess I probably don't need this piece in here anymore. Here's my other foliage piece. Oh, and this is supposed to go behind here too. Guess we'll just put that there. And then we'll put the flower so that it goes over that. Did you fall asleep on us yesterday? Maybe I should just cut those off. Just put that one up there. And this one over here. And then this is going to go on top of there anyway, so that'll be fine. Let's just take these dimensionals. Did you fall asleep on us last night, Bonnie? So I'm just reworking a couple of these ornaments from yesterday, or these cards from yesterday. Just adding some other pops of color just to see how they look. Well, at least my calm, soothing voice can put you to sleep, right? That's one way of looking at it. All right, and I'm going to let these branches I'm going to let that glue kind of set and get clearer so that when I press it down, I'm not going to have a gluey mess. All right, so we'll just set that there. And what else do we have to go on here? We need to put this on. So we'll do that on dimensionals. I think just the 4 corners will be good. Any big plans for the weekend, anybody? Oh, that turned out pretty good. Just by accident on the inside. Craft and veg out. Nice. Riley wanted to make a video again tonight. I showed her your comment too. She thought that was great. Oh, I need another piece of twine. She had a big smile on her face when I read the comment. Bonnie, you're crafting too. Nice. I'm having a ghouls night out on Thursday. So I have to kind of get my games and treats and stuff. We're going to do a mystery stamping, so I have to kind of decide what I want to do. So I'll be working on that tomorrow and Sunday. Oh, and we have to make my granddaughter's Halloween treats too to take to school. And we have to make them for her stepbrother. So he'll have some to take to his friends too. Can probably put that right there, huh? We'll roll up a little glue dot there and We're starting at 6 to 8. 6 to 8 it is. Make the road trip. Come on in. I have a separate door for my studio, so there'll be a sign on it. Come on in. Oh, let's go in here with this. See, I got sidetracked again. I think I just have too many things going through my head. I'm just going to pop that in that hole, I guess. Guess I should have paid attention to where I was laying my stuff. I don't know if I like it there. Maybe I won't put that one on this one. Although I do like it with the lighter color. We'll just act like it's on the banner. On the banner thread. That'll work. And then we can probably put this on now too. And that'll cover up a little bit of the ornament thing that's hanging up there. All right, so as I let that glue dry a little bit, remember it gets tacky. Maybe you gals already do that. I actually didn't realize it did that before. I don't know if I like the colorized version better or the white. I might even like the white one better. It depends on who I'm giving it to. But they definitely look different. Let's get another envelope here, because they all have their envelopes. I don't know how I get so much glue on my glass mat. So here's last night's version and here's tonight's version. This or that? Which one do you like better? And it won't hurt my feelings either way. I like them both in their own way. It'll depend on who I send it to. Bonnie, you like the color one? That's actually the one I thought you would like better. You both like that one better? Cool. So I think the third one that I make, because there's 3 of them in there, I'm not going to do it tonight. But I think I'll use the pool party for the background. And the other thing I could do is kind of dress up those edges a little bit. And I could put, maybe on the third one, when I do the pool party, I can add more stars and I'll do it on the bottom layer as well. We'll see how that goes. Because I think if I used some of these silver elements, that could work. Maybe we could just put a few of them there. We'll see if it sticks very well to this. This paper is just slightly textured. And that's almost like we put more embellishments on it. And then we'll put another set down in the other corner. Left corner or the right corner? There, maybe here. These metallic rub-offs are really cool. Well, that's kind of cool. Something a little different. All right, so when I redo the third one, I'll try to do it with the pool party and do some stamping on the back layer. Maybe I'll get to that tomorrow. Who knows? All right. So I think we'll do the one with the trees next. We'll do the one with the trees next. We'll see how that looks. Excuse me. So we'll do this one. And then let me just get, what did I do with all of my layers? Those are there. That's there. Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't stealing a layer from something else. All right. So with this one, I wanted to use some of these rub-on pieces, and I'm using the silver just because I think the silver looks more like it belongs than the gold. And I think I want to use this because that kind of goes with that background stamp that came with this kit. Now these you don't have to rub hard, it's just a matter, I think, of adding some extra heat to them. So we're just gonna randomly cut this, and that's gonna go over here, I think. But I'm also going to do some ink blending in Pool Party. Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't like gold thread. I just think with the color combination on here, in my head, it just seems like, that's the silver. In my head, it just seems like the silver is more, it's better suited for the color palette. The gold just, I don't know, the gold kind of makes it seem almost gaudy to me, where this is very subtle and classy. Well, that's going to come tearing off of there. So I like gold for certain things, definitely. Well, I want to do what other people like too, but you know, when it's the color and that, I just don't know if the gold would work with this. It might. So let's do some color blending here first. And cut the Pool Party out. So I'm going to go a little bit on each of the sides, and then I'm going to go across this whole panel. Let me get my little scrap out here too so that I don't make a mess. And I'll put some of these other things away. Alright, so we're just going to go kind of in the middle here. I don't want it super dark, but I want it noticeable. And when I put my blending brush down, I don't know, do you ladies do much with ink blending or not? I mean, I've seen Juju, you know, when you're adding a lot of your stuff. I've seen a lot of times when you're painting over the pages. But I don't know that I've seen you do ink blending. So that's going to go like so. Oh, this is the wrong panel. I need the smaller panel, I guess. That's the bigger one. Alright, I gotta figure out where I put... I had them all out here. Oh, here it is. Alright, there's the panel I need for this one. It's a little smaller, so we'll see more of the ink. Now, the other thing is that this has score lines around here. And I think I might want to... This one I had the score lines popped out. This one maybe I'll put the score lines in. I don't know that it matters a whole lot, but we'll see. And then we're just going to make this go all the way across our piece. And I'm just trying to put some color where it's going to line up here, so I have an idea of height on my card. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so drawn to the ink blending, but I really like it. And I've gotten pretty attached to the alcohol blends too. There's a little bit of a learning curve with those, or there was for me anyway, because I hadn't used them before Stampin' Up! Started carrying them. And I know there's a bunch of different brands. One of the gals I know doesn't use Stampin' Up! Ones, but she's used a lot of alcohol blends from another company, and she loves them too. All right, so I think I want to smooth out the color a little bit here. Normally I do a circular motion, but I came up over the edge and it got a little too much there, so we'll just add a little bit and smooth that out. You blend with distress ink pads. And what is the difference with that? Is there just like different like color tones? Is that almost like a metallic sort of thing, so it picks up different shades? I mean, I've seen the distressed inks, but I don't know what the difference is. Do a little darker on this side, I think. Yeah, Tim Holtz distressed ones are the ones that I've heard of the most, actually. Is it what kind of ink it is? Maybe I should just do some research. I don't know what the difference is. I think we'll do some of these in the pool party. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why they call them distressed. Because distressed to me almost makes it sound like it's going to be like faded or, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try not to smear any of these. And then I'm going to put some of the darker on here too. It's going to be the Lost Lagoon. And then let's do a little bit off to the side too. Hopefully I didn't get this too inky. We'll do a little bit here. And a little bit up here. I'm going to try to carry that star over. Oh, that moved. It'll be about there. All right, so let's do, hi Tanya, welcome. And then we'll do the darker color too. Just so we've got some variation here. I have to tap super light with this stamp because the photopolymer is a little thick on here, and it picks up ink where I don't want it really easily. I don't know if I just got a weird one or if that was the intention. I don't know. Bring this in this way, I guess. Okay, I think that'll work. All right, so here's the card from yesterday, and here's what we're doing with the one from today. So that's gonna go here. And then I was thinking we could add some more of the metallic rub-ons. Maybe. Do you think that'll be too much if maybe I should save those for another one. I don't know if it'll be too much on here. Then I need to do a sentiment. So let's do that. I didn't put my pad under here today, that Pearson mat. Oh, that turned out really good. Sometimes it surprises me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put some of the rub-ons on here. Okay, we'll give it a whirl. All of them, or should I cut it smaller, do you think? Oh, let's just do it all, right? Because this is going to cover up part of it. We'll just go here. That'll work. And again, I'm not rubbing hard. I'm just trying to add heat. Be brave. Right, Bonnie? We'll just be brave. Yeah, it'll be fine. That's pretty fun, actually. I don't know, maybe I should intersperse some in there, too, so it looks like there's some continuity there. I have to get another sheet. Yeah, I kind of like it, too. It adds a little something. So with these, there's 2 colors and 2 sheets of each of the designs. So you get in gold, you get it in silver, and then you get 2 each of the 2 designs. So there's 8 sheets in these packs. So if we go there, the tree's going to cut off part of this. So I think this will be okay. If I can get this apart. I almost missed these rub-offs in the annual catalog. I'm like, oh my goodness, these are so fun. I think we're going to go like this. And if you haven't added enough heat sometimes, I have seen where some of the little edges are kind of like coming off, and I've just pressed them down with my fingers and they've been fine. So there's adhesive on the back of where the images are, and then there's just the backing paper. So they're basically little stickers, but it, you know, it works out really good for the people who don't want to have all the embossing things, because it looks like it's embossed, but it's not. And I'm not going to put, did I put, I guess I did do all the way around on this one yesterday. We've got a little galaxy stuff going on there. Is that close enough? I hope to being straight. Hopefully. And then here we're just going to put some dimensionals on each end and a glue dot in the middle. That's what we did yesterday. And then we'll get our little circle ornament. We will add the snowflake. I just lost the snowflake. Where did it go? There it is. It's got to be here somewhere. And I'm going to go with the darker, the Lost Lagoon. And maybe I'll put a couple across here. We'll do it a little different from yesterday's. Do it like a little ribbon across here. It'll look like it's going around the ornament. Let me get my Lost Lagoon marker. I think I'm going to put a couple little stripes on there too. And this is a marker, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't have the markers anymore, but if you've got markers, use them. Hopefully that doesn't look too hokey. Do you think that looks too hokey? Because if it looks too stupid, I won't use it. Well, the markers, how they announced it was because they're not doing the red rubber stamps anymore, and people primarily used the markers to put color on the red rubber stamps. Because they were getting rid of those, they didn't feel that there was going to be enough of a market for the markers. So my understanding is that sales in both had declined so much that it just didn't seem worthwhile to keep them. That's what I picked up from the announcements that we received. I could be wrong, but that's how I interpreted it. So as of November, any new stamp sets will be all photopolymer. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, I haven't mentioned for a bit, for those of you that have done Stampin' Up! Before, or you've been doing Stampin' Up! For a while, you may be aware that Celebration usually happens in January or February. January and February, I mean. And it used to go January, February, March. And then one year they tried to run it in the spring and in the fall. And then they went back to just once a year. But they're doing away with Celebration. And they are going to start having a product of the month. So if you purchase, and I might have mentioned this recently, but it doesn't seem like I've talked about it recently. If you purchase at least $75, you will have the option of purchasing the product of the month for $5. And if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. My understanding is that they will not be offered to the general public. Why am I not seeing pink trees? They're there. It's going to just be product of the month, and it's going to be like a full-size stamp set or paper or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you'll be able to get it for $5. If you don't want it, you don't get it. And then each month it's going to be a different item. If there are leftovers from the previous month, you will have the option to buy the one from the previous month or months if you want, but you don't have to. You can just get the one from the current month. I think I rolled these on glue dots. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm interested to see what kind of products they're going to offer. And, there were people over the last several years were actually starting to complain about Celebration because I think the last campaign there was a $60 requirement and then you would get a free item, and people just didn't care for the free item. So rather than give it away free, Stampin' Up's going to be making it available for optional purchase. So rather than having an item at full price, they'll have this product of the month that you can get for a reduced price. So we'll see how it goes. But I think it's probably a good business move on their part, because if Celebration wasn't really interesting people anymore, then you have to do something else with your business model. And then I guess these were on glue dots as well. So let's go ahead and put these on here, and maybe we'll mix them up. And I'm going to put the deer on the left side now, because to me, the deer should kind of be facing the card, not putting his butt in the picture. That's just me. We can still kind of have that one in the center. And then let's put one of these on glue dots and one on dimensionals. And I'm just kind of rolling the dimension a little bit just to give it a little bit of lift, so it's not flat on the page. or on the layer, rather. And then we'll glue this other one down. And then my deer. And I'm going to get my journaling pen. I think the deer needs a couple of eyes. So this journaling pen has such a nice fine tip that I feel like I can do that. And I'm going to give him a little ear flap too. And we'll give him a little face. Give him a little dimension to his face there, so he just doesn't look like a faceless deer. And I already put him on a dimensional earlier. So we'll put him here. Hopefully his mouth doesn't look too silly. It wasn't supposed to be his mouth. It was supposed to be to give his face some shape. And then we need to put our calm and bright on here. I guess I should have put the deer maybe on after calm and bright. That'll be okay. And then I think we'll just do the ornament there again. On that side. Oh, and there's branches. I need to put branches on here. The little sprigs. I don't think it matters what side. I'll just put a little bit of glue on here too. Oh, I should have my other light on. Maybe that's why I'm struggling to kind of see some of these things. We'll let those get a little tacky. Hello, Tammy. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been here. Welcome. So if you subscribe and hit the notifications, hopefully you'll get notified when I go live. Every night by midnight. I went on right at midnight tonight. Okay, so we need this. The one from last night had the white embellishments on there. I don't know that I want to put them on there this time. What do you ladies think? Because we added the rub-on, the metallic rub-ons. So I don't know if we need more gems on there or not. Hello, Lana. Is it Lana or Lena? I went to school with somebody who spelled it L-A-N-A and it was Lana. I'm just letting these dry a little bit. So Lana, very good. Have you been here before, Lana? I'm not sure where, I don't remember where you're from. you've been here before, I don't remember where you're from. I'll just tuck that up under there. Maybe just tuck this one too, huh? Maybe I should have put more glue on the end. Oh, you're at Pam, Ginger Pam. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've stepped in there a few times. Not real often. I think I'm going to put just a little more glue on the tip of this one. So welcome. Yeah, Pam was among the first group when Juju first rated my page, which was pretty fun for me. These are a little fragile, so I don't want to ruin them. I don't know if I want that one. I should probably use my tweezers. Thank you, Lana. This is actually from a kit. So we did 3 last night, as close to the instructions as my mind would allow. And then today I'm just kind of changing it up. I guess maybe we'll do this. I'm just going to make it go on top of the tree. Some of these little evergreen branches, needles, pine needles, look like they got a little colic going on. They're doing their own thing. These are really pretty. Yep, I agree. So this is a kit that you make 9 cards. There's 3 designs and you make 3 of each. So here's last night's card. And here's tonight's, where I've kind of colorized it, moved some stuff around. I don't know, the deer with that little outline around his face makes it look like he's trying to smile, but maybe I'll just send that one to somebody with a sense of humor. Thank you, Bonnie. I like it with the color and the little splatter of those metallic rub-ons. So, original, colorized. This or that? What do you like better? Taking votes. Anybody with an opinion? Colorized, colorized. So my version, awesome. Well, it was kind of our version. Yeah, I think it adds a little something. All right, so there's that one. And I'll show them all again when we're done. So Lana, you'll be able to see that first one that we made. But I'll bring them all out when we're done. So these are the second one. Oops, and I bent my banner a little bit. All right, so here's the last one from last night. It does make the trees pop, doesn't it? I agree. Yeah, I agree. And I got a little, I took some creative license with that ornament too, remember? I kind of like it. I might do a little bit more of a line here because there, you can kind of see where the tip started and stopped. But yeah, I like that too. And I think the metallic rub-ons were a nice touch. So this one we're going to, I thought I would give a little playtime to some vellum. All right, so we have, and I'm just moving that off to the right, even though that's the original, that normally it would be on the left, but because I'm left-handed, I need it off to the side. All right, so here is our layer. And there's like some fake stitching on here. So I could try to make some score lines in it to make it kind of like a frame, but I might do that on the third one. And what I thought I would do with this vellum is I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit maybe. Let's just take a 1/4 inch off of each side. And yay that Stampin' Up! Has brought back vellum. I was so excited. I ordered it right away. That was the first thing I got on my pre-order was the vellum. All right, so that'll make that go right inside that faux stitching. All right, so let's do some of these simple stamping things first. We're gonna do Merry Christmas, but I think I want to add some pink to that. I'm trying to see if there's an obvious, I think I went through this last night too. It didn't seem like there was a real obvious front or back. Yeah, the new vellum is, I think it's nicer than the old vellum. All right, so let's go back here. And I just want to add a little color here. Because the little house we've got on here is pink, and this is the Pretty in Pink. This is an in color from last year. So our in colors last for 2 years. Last year's colors will retire with the new catalog that comes out in May, and then we'll get 5 more in colors, and they'll be good for 2 years, and then this year's in colors will go for 1 more year. So they rotate out in opposite years. All right, and then I thought what I would try to do here too, we're just going to play with this a little bit. I'm going to take one of our houses, and you figure if this is going to go, I got to make sure I move up a little bit so you folks can see. If this is going to go about in the middle, and this house is going to go here-ish, I want to add just a little bit of pink with houses in the background. Let's see how that looks. And it might not show much with the vellum. We'll see. And I may end up putting the vellum on a different one. Oh, that got kind of dark, so maybe the vellum's going to be a good thing. And that house is going to go there. So let's do maybe one more over here. Just see how it looks. And if we don't like it, it's just paper. I could always flip it over, and then I could add some of those score lines and nobody would know the difference. All right, so I think I'm done with this ink. Let's get the Lost Lagoon to do that Merry Christmas quick on the little baby. And I'm going to put that closer to the top this time because yesterday I discovered, whoops, I got a little star in here. Oh, it's not going to matter. Yesterday I discovered that this other banner where it says from our house to yours was supposed to go over this one with the scallops, and it didn't sit quite how I wanted it to. So we'll go just a little taller with Merry Christmas, a little higher. Hi, Bonnie L. Welcome. I don't think you were here last night, but we started a kit, the Calm and Bright kit, and I tried to do them as close to the instructions as possible. And tonight I'm just colorizing and we're doing our own thing. All right, so let's do from our house to yours. And I'm gonna do the blue banner-ish, I think. Oh, you slept through it last night, huh? So did you tune in at all and just fall asleep because I was so boring, or you just fell asleep before you tuned in? That stamp just looked a little crooked to me. It's probably just my eyes. And I'm going to move this a little over to the right on the banner tonight. Let's see how that looks. Well, that looks kind of smeared. I don't like that one. So let's grab another one. We're going to let that just kind of rest itself straight, and I'm going to pick it up again. I did that yesterday, so I was surprised that it looked straight. I mean, I was surprised that it looked crooked to my eyes, but there, that's better. I like that better. All right, and then we have our little tag here. Now, last night we put the star on it. Tonight, however, I want to put the little house stamp on it. Because the little house is shaped just like the tag. I wonder if my stamp is too juicy. Let's go in the middle. We'll see how that looks. I think my ink pad is too juicy. Well, I'm glad you came and found me too. It's nice to have people to chat with. And when I was doing my videos originally, you know, if you go back to some of my older ones, they're shorter. And, you know, every once in a while I would have somebody pop in. But I think I was too late in the evening for a lot of people. And since you all seem to be night owls, it works out really well. All right, so let's get some twine. And, oh, it fell in the... fell back into the bag here. And Bonnie, you ended up following along with the kidnapper theme with Juju, right? And some of the others from your group. It's an awesome deal. Well, and if you gals are taking a road trip, you know, if you come to Wisconsin, you gotta let me know you're coming. Well, that got kind of wonky. There we go. No, Bonnie L., did you join with Juju or not? Or is there another Bonnie? So the We Don't Care Club or the We Do Not Care Club that Melanie, just being Melanie, of the menopausal women. Have you seen those ones? I think she's a hoot. Some of them are really funny. Or we just our own We Don't Care, which is a little different from the We Do Not Care Club. All right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to add some Lost Lagoon to these leaves. Now, I don't know if you noticed that, the holly leaves. When I did the ink blending there, it made this house a little darker. I like it that way too. That's why I didn't flip it over. I thought I could flip a couple of them over and make them look a little different, but it wasn't that important to me. So, yeah, make sure I got the right ink. Lost Lagoon. So we're going to just add a little bit of darkness to these too, just to give them a little life. And so that I don't get my fingers all blue. I'll let my snips help me. Yeah, and Bonnie, from Bonnie's Corner, you and Juju, I think, joined either the same day or within a day. It's just such a good deal. So anybody who's watching that hasn't joined yet, Stampin' Up! Has got an awesome deal. So watch the beginning of the video. I give some of the details. What else? From our house to yours. Oh, it wants me to do some of these background dots again. And these are just kind of scaring me tonight because I'm making a mess out of some of these because I think it's just maybe I should go to, I'll stick with the lighter color instead of the Lost Lagoon because this ink pad is really juicy. I guess I need to use that color a little bit more. Oh, country style, that's funny. Yeah, I think my problem is that Lost Lagoon is just really very inked. Okay, and then let's kind of do the same thing with this that we did on the last card. And let's trail some of this color off onto our card base. So we're going to add some of this up here. Oh, and look at that. Ugh. So why don't we just do this? You know what I could do is I could trim this down and put it on another card base. Because I am not happy with that, let me tell you that. All right, and I was blaming the over-inked ink pad. I will fix it. It's just you won't see it fixed. Yeah, I've got dates for everybody because it shows up on my report and I can see when people joined. So now the thing is if, oh, it's too late now for the free shipping, but if you didn't do your first order yet during free shipping, would have been, oh, look at that, I did it again. Well, we're just going to have to cover that up with something, hey? I think I'm just pressing too hard. So the thing with the Social Security number, and I'll explain that for you. Let's see which side is worse. Stampin' Up! Needs the Social Security number in case you're doing it as a business and they have to send you a 1099 at some point. You know, when you've made over the threshold where you have to do tax reporting. That's why they need the Social Security number. So I do think it is some of the stamp because if you look at these, like here, oh, you probably can't. Maybe you can't. I don't know if you can see it or not. See how this one is kind of cloudy? Can you see that on the, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is actually kind of cloudy and it's thicker. It seemed thicker. Maybe it's not thicker, but it seemed thicker. Oh well, either way, it's just me messing it up. All right, where was I going? Where was I going with this? We'll do this like here. And I got some ink tracking on there, but it doesn't matter. And see, I like the photopolymer better because I can see through it. So if I miss stamping part of an image, not these dots, obviously, it's probably just me. And the paper is a little, it's almost like slick. If I miss a little bit, then I can re-ink and I can usually get it lined right up and fix my little oops. All right, maybe we need a little bit more over here. And I'm going to go to the center of my ink pad because I can tell there's not as much ink in the center. So we're just going to do a few more of these there. And we'll do another few down here. Okay. Got a little smudgy there, but this is going to go right over there, so that won't matter there. It just is going to matter there. And quite honestly, whoever I give this to is probably not even going to notice. But I'm still going to see if there's something I can do to fix that. Like, what if we did some of this? You could put a whole border on there, but I think that would look silly. Get one of my markers and do dots myself, but that's going to be a really big dot. And my hand is not as good as I want to, is not as steady as I want it. But there's these dots here. And I think that would camouflage that enough. So I think I'm going to do that. So let's just snip this little set out here. And I better close up that ink pad before I make a mess. Good thing I'm wearing jeans. I'm just rubbing it on my hip there. All right. So let's see about putting this down right on top of my smudge. I don't have a colored gel pen. I only have white. I have white. I have a white jelly pen, a jelly roll pen. I think that's what it says. Yeah, jelly roll. It's the only one I have. Of course, I could have put that on there and seen if I could have just camouflaged it. We'll see what this looks like. That'll be fine. That's fine. If I give it to somebody with poor eyesight, they won't even notice. And then we're just going to put a few more up here. And we're just going to make it look like I wanted it to be there. So you got a bunch of the wipes and you also bought a colored set. White. Now I was going to say, what are wipes? I don't. So you got the white, like the alcohol blend, or oh, you're talking about the jelly markers. I got it, or the jelly roll things. I got it. Again, squirrel. I get a little distracted and then I forget where I'm at. Now, where's the rest of my silver ones? I wonder if I used all the little dots because I wanted to put a few more dots over on this side. I might have used them all up. That would be unfortunate. I know. Slap my forehead. I did. I kind of used them up. So I'm just going to use some of these. Oh, here. These will work. Whew. We just won't put quite as many on that side. It's all good. All right, so that'll work. You got a little glam on each side, just a little bit. And my little sploosh there was camouflage now. That's all good. All right. Oops. So this is gonna go here. This is gonna go on here. And now there's actually room for me to put it on that Merry Christmas banner. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue right across here. Because it's just going to be a thin piece, and then we'll put some dimensionals under there, and I'm going to let that set so that that can go right on top of there. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on these mini dimensionals. So Juju, I need to learn how you, oh, let's not lose our house either. How you add the music part in the beginning and the end of your videos. I know there's a lot of people that do that, and I don't know, do you, well, you can't do it editing afterwards. I need to trim that off just a little bit. My dimensional is showing just a smidge. My problem is I don't like to take the time to sit and read the instructions on how to do stuff. I'm better off if somebody just, you know, like shows me stuff. All right, and then I'm gonna need these two. And I guess I can get rid of this because I don't think we need this anymore. This can go up on some mini dimensionals too. Yeah, I think that's working. All right. And that's gonna go there. I think I'm getting all of the pieces together. So now let's do that playing with the vellum. Here's our vellum piece. And this may end up being on the third card. We'll see how it looks. All right. We might not like it on here. We'll see. And I'm going to go ahead and put these right on here ahead of time so that I don't have to worry about adding them later. With the holly. All right, so let's play with this vellum. Oops, just put my finger in that tacky glue. So I am just going to take some of my alcohol markers. There we go. I just was squirrel. All right, and I'm just going to go and do some coloring on here. And it looks really random, I know. And I'm going to use some of the light. We'll see if that makes much of a difference. And maybe I should put maybe just a little bit of pool party in there. This might not even work. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a little pool party too. Just a little. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding, and you ladies have probably all done this because it seems like this would be something that you would do in your journals. But I have the 91% alcohol in a spritzer. And I'm going to spritz this to give it some sprinkles. And I wanted to sprinkle it off camera just so I don't make a mess on the table. And I'm just going to let that settle in. So I don't know if you can see you can see how it's making speckles on there. And I have alcohol in my spritzer, so it usually dries pretty quick well, I've got the 91% alcohol. So since there's more alcohol in it, it should dry a little faster than the 70% alcohol. But I kind of must have sprayed kind of heavy there, so it's taken a little time to dry. And I'm going to go ahead and put that just over there. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. So it kind of helps staying awake when you're working on a project, doesn't it? Oh, and this one had, I forgot, this one had twine wrapped around the base. Where'd that go? So the distressed ink is easy to get the sprinkle dots. Well, this you get it too. I mean, the dots are good on there. The bottom part I sprayed a little heavier than I should have because I wasn't looking at it close enough. So yesterday we needed 30 inches of this twine, so that's what I'm cutting again today. And you know how like when you're doing that ribbed ribbon for gifts and you take scissors and you curl it? I don't understand why doing your fingernail or a bone fold or anything on this straightens it. It doesn't make sense to me. That'll be good. If I can find the end of this, there we go. And that vellum might not even really work on here because now we can't see the houses at all. So I think I'm going to save this vellum for tomorrow's when I do those because I was thinking my little masking would work a little bit better on there. So I'm going to save this for tomorrow. And I'm just going to go with the ink blending here. So we'll just act like I didn't do that alcohol spritzing. So this will go here. There. Maybe I'll just add a little bit more to keep those from moving because I kind of like how they're lined up on the front. Hopefully we added enough color to this one. I think that's straight. All right. So this now we can put right on there because it's just nice and tacky. And then I don't have the mess of any glue going anywhere because it's set. Maybe I'll put this one down. Wow, that's going to make the twine look kind of weird. I hate to cover up all that twine. I said that last night too. It's a shame to have that twine up there and then not see it. Oh well, it is what it is. Just put that on there, and I think that's crooked. It looks a little crooked. All right, and let's put our little pink house over here. It's gonna go over here. And our little hollies. Oh, I know, yesterday I was gonna put these on first today because they were a little hard to snug under here. Maybe a little tear tape would work on those. Because they're going to be tucked under. And now we can put the holly on top of those. Well, hello, Apple. Welcome. And then I just want to have this so that the shading that I did is on the same side of each of those holly leaves. And then, oh, I have those out here already. Silly me. Let's put our little house tag on here. Where should I put that? Because I don't know. Yesterday I should pull this in so you can see it better. That tag went down here yesterday. I suppose it could still go there, huh? Does that look all right? All right, let's get rid of the debris. So yesterday's card, today's card. Oh, and I guess I should have put some more things down here. But that's all right. Let's, what if I just added a little bit more ink blending down here? Just a little subtlety. And then I don't want to do, I was thinking some kind of shape in there, so we could do, maybe we'll just do this. Add a little hint of the little berry branch here. You can hardly see it. I don't want to put too much ink on there. because I don't want to ruin it. But there we go, that'll work. And then I didn't use the shimmery side, I used the back side of that one. So then I think this one actually could use some more of the embellishments. Maybe we'll put some white ones on here. All right. Last night's card, according to the instructions. Tonight's card, doing it our way. And I think the house needs to have some shimmer. We're just going to give the whole thing some shimmer wash. Like a whitewash, only different. Our way. Nice. Oh, you know what, that Wink of Stella, I wonder if that was an old one that doesn't, because it's wet. I might have to put some embossing powder on that too. No, I'll just use my heat gun. I think I used the Wink of Stella that I put water in it to use it as a painter. We'll try that again. I need to label that one because it was empty. So I used the tip and just dipped it in water so that I could use re-inker on it. This will dry if I let it sit long enough. And if it doesn't, I can always add embossing powder and just emboss it. That might work. It's getting there. I'm just going to leave that one sitting out here. All right, so tomorrow, again, during the day, I'll try to get to these and I'll just show them tomorrow night so we can move to something different instead of doing this kit 3 nights in a row. But I wanted to get some of these alternative ones done so you can actually see how versatile some of these kits are. So even though it comes with all the instructions and all the things you need, if you add a few things, you can really change it up. So like here, I had thought about doing a different card base altogether and how different that look would be. Yeah, you can add, did the water work all right, Bonnie, or would alcohol work too? You can also put a re-inker in it. I've been told that if you put a couple of drops of the re-inker in some water or alcohol, then you can make your whatever color it is shimmery too, because there's residue in there, right? So I was thinking something like this. And the other thing I thought about, in fact, let me just play with that a second. So this I think would work on the Lost Lagoon too, that turquoisey color. But I'll try to get to that during the day tomorrow. We'll see. No promises, because I don't want to make promises I don't keep. So let's move these up here a little bit. And this is all dry. I might actually trim that down and use it some other way. We'll see. So what I was thinking I could do here is use this as a stencil and make a border. Yeah, who wants to waste the shimmer? It's too pretty. Oh, and I had some green painter's tape too that I was going to try to use. I just picked this up today. Let's see if it rips my paper. Has anybody used the green painter's tape? It's like the blue painter's tape, only green. So let's do some pool party. And just see how that looks. So this is the shimmery paper that some of these embellishments are in, or the die cuts, laser cut pieces to create the ephemera. But I thought it was just the void space, so why not use it to make a design? The pool party's pretty light. So I might have to do some Lost Lagoon too. I'm just trying to do like the left side of each tree so it gives it some shading. Got a little dark on that one. You could also use like embossing paste on here with this leftover piece. Now that would make kind of a fun card layer. I would just trim it down to size because this is oversized. But I thought that would be kind of fun. So, and this was a piece that would have been like garbage otherwise. And I probably should have done it on the reverse side instead of the shimmer side. You got a lot done, hey, Juju? And that's going to be colored shimmer. So if I do any kind of little like circle dots or anything, those are going to be colored like Lost Lagoon. All right, and the painter's tape, the green painter's tape did really good. There was just one little piece that kind of lifted up a little bit because I was going too fast, I think, to take it off. But I think that would be kind of fun for a layer. So this might be like one of my leftover nights. So let's, if we've got like 4.5, let's just do about 1/4 inch off of each side. And we'll take this down to 4 inches. And then if I go 5 1/4, we'll just do the 1/4 off of that side. Four by 5 1/4. So maybe I'll use that tomorrow for a card. We'll do some stuff on it. All right, I'm calling it a night. Let's pull out the cards that we did. So the first one we did tonight was, let me move these out of the way. The original, I was tallying votes, who liked which one, but I think each card it's been the colorized version. Oh, let me move this up a little bit more, I guess. All right, the original and colorized. The original and colorized. Kind of reminds me of that old commercial. Is it real or is it Memorex? And then again, we've got the original version and colorized. Thanks for popping in, Bonnie. I appreciate it. So, oh, let's move these over a little bit this way so you can see. Those are kind of going off the page, it looks like. Off the screen, rather. Oh, Lana, thanks for popping in. Come in anytime. I come on every night, sometime between 11 p.m. and midnight. Thanks for hanging out with me, ladies. Thanks for collaborating, and thanks for kind of giving your vote for which ones you liked better. I think the colorized ones are a little bit more festive, and these are a little bit more refined, classy. You know, I don't know how to describe it, but and I will see you all next time. Happy crafting, everybody.